Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Amadora, and welcome back. For those of you who are new, this is a place where I speak about awakening, walking a path of heart, living embodied love and the divine feminine, sacred masculine, and many things about waking up as a spiritual being in the real world. So today I would like to speak a bit about transforming victim consciousness into more empowered presence and ultimately into freedom. I'm passionate about this subject. On an earlier video, I spoke about a path of surrender and walking a path of miracles. You might want to check that out too. If you're interested in transforming victim consciousness, it will lead to a path of surrender and walking towards miracles in your life. And at first, it might not feel that way. So in my own life, I had a very strong prayer to transform victim consciousness. Basically, any part that's resisting, complaining, or blaming anything or anyone else. Because I recognized that when I was in a state of resistance, I was suffering. When I was in a state of complaint or blame, I was feeling totally disempowered and helpless. And there was a period of my life where I set a very strong intention in prayer after quite a deep journey of heartbreak. I said a prayer to transform that kind of consciousness that wanted to blame someone else for my emotional well-being. And over the next year after that intention was set, I was challenged by life. It's like a path of initiation where the universe, the divine says, okay, you really want this? Now we're going to turn up the heat and see if you can meet each new change and challenge with grace and an attitude of curiosity and surrender. And what happened in my own life was that I started to perceive my reality as a blessing more and more. So victim consciousness is basically any part of us, like I said earlier, that is in resistance, blaming, and complaining, and wanting to make others responsible for our emotional well-being. And it can be quite subtle or it can be quite extreme. Many of us have had friends where we catch them in loops where they can't seem to stop blaming or obsessing about something that happened to them. And you will notice that it can be very draining to be around them when they're in that state of consciousness. Challenging things do happen, and people are sometimes at the effect of circumstances that you would perceive them to be a victim of those circumstances. What I'm talking about is not getting stuck in a looping consciousness that would have us stay disempowered or feeling less than whole, less than worthy, less than capable. So this is not to take away the fact that some people have been very hurt or abused, or that challenging things are happening all the time. This is about, once that has happened, how to shift your consciousness into a state of empowered presence and ultimately more freedom in your life, and to use anything that happens to you as grist for the mill, so to speak, as the fuel for your evolution. So in my own life, I went through a series of trials and challenges where I really got to practice that. Within an arc of 1 year, I had a fiance call off a wedding. Within 2 months, he moved away. And then I found the support system that had been sustaining me falling through very rapidly after that, and then needing to leave the home I'd been in for over 10 years. So all pre-COVID, I went through my own kind of trial that prepared me to be very, very light as a traveler, and on my spiritual path, really walking with a lot of gratitude for what was beautiful, for what was a blessing, and receiving it in a deeper way. And as we open our hearts and we start to perceive things as happening for us, not against us, we start to shift our energy and our vibration in a way that no matter what changes, what happens, life is full of transitions, expectations get broken, unexpected setbacks, or sudden right turns in what we think is happening. How do we meet each moment with that empowered presence so that we can stay really free and high vibration? And a really sweet and funny anecdote happened just the other day with a dear friend who's going through a very challenging time, we were both having the same experience, which was getting lost on the way to an Airbnb and spending over a half hour trying to find the place, and then arriving and the elevator was broken and we were on the 4th floor with a lot of stuff. And she, because of her state, said, "Do you think we're cursed?" And I said, "No, I think we're making hilarious memories that we'll look back on this and laugh." And we found another elevator and we found the room, and it was better than we thought. It was awesome. So things like this really will help you shift your perspective, attitude of gratitude, recognizing that trials sometimes make us even stronger and deeper and wiser, transforming the part that wants to resist what's happening into curiosity, and allowing the grace and the gratitude and the joy to flow no matter what's happening. This is how we transform victim consciousness and step into more empowered presence and ultimately freedom. Hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have, give it a like. If you're resonating, subscribe and share it with a good friend. It's wonderful to be with you. I look forward to the next time. You can find out more at EdenAmadora.com. Much, much love.